I used to sleep downtown at the parkade a lot or under a bridge.
There's Salome Mission, Main Street Project. It's always been in and out of shelters.
On the streets when I was approximately 14.
I'd sit out by the St. Mary Bridge, down by the river. I always slept with one eye open.
We are saying, yes, there's an issue in downtown Winnipeg. Yes, we're going to address it. Yes, we are going to take a hotel that had a reputation of supporting some pretty negative habits and not very healthy living ways and turn it around.
We had many homeless people who were staying at the Bell Hotel, and that was their home. But to be very frank with you, the Bell Hotel was in a state of what I would call disrepair. And although that was their home, I can assure you they would not have been very proud to tell you that was their home. When you look at the 42 units that exist there now, it's fantastic.
It's the first time in my life that I've been able to come to somewhere that everything's brand new and I actually have nice stuff. It's a nice bed, it's a brand new mattress, it's a brand new bathroom, brand new toilet, brand new bathtub. Everything, it's nice to have everything mint, and now I'm even afraid to put a picture in the wall, put a tack or a nail in the wall because I don't even want to mark it.
My own washroom, my own space.
Since I've been here, my health is greatly improved. I'm actually putting on weight, believe it or not.
The dishes in my bed and my washroom's all clean and everything.
Nice people here, nice people at work, a lot of caring people that work here.
When people walk into that space for the first time, they're overwhelmed by the fact that this is mine, and they say that repeatedly.
It's my place.
They see it as luxury. You know, they're sitting in the Bell Hotel. They can have a bath when they want.
One of the best days that I've had with this project so far was going in for a meeting and, you know, having a coffee in the dining room. And one of the women came downstairs and she said, "Today is the best day of my life." And I said, "Why's that?" And she said, "I just slept for 8 hours." She said, "I've been in a homeless shelter for over 7 years, and I haven't had 8 hours of sleep in over 7 years." She said, "Today's the first day that I'm hungry."
A person moves from the street into an apartment in one day. They sleep in the bed, they change their clothes, they take a shower when they wake up. The next day, if you're taking a shot of that front door of the unit that they're moved into, they go in looking like a homeless person, they come out the next day, they're like every other tenant in the building. The transformation is spectacular and immediate. So housing first, housing right away, has not only a transformative effect on that level, but people begin to feel better from a psychological perspective. People begin to use less.
Like I quit drinking and smoking, so it's confusion, a lot of confusion. Healing, I guess you'd call it.
After they've settled in for a while, they talk consistently about, "I feel so safe. You know, I'm so excited to be able to mop my own floor and no one else is going to mess with it. If I close my door and decide not to have any visitors, that's my choice."
You know, when I walk into my room and walk out, my door automatically locks.
Well, I like the security because you got to go through like 3 different, first the front door and there's a camera there to see who it is, and then they got to go to the front desk and then sign in.
They come up to my room and ask me, "Do you want a visitor or you want company?" And then I can ask them who it is, and usually they know the people, and I'll say, "Yeah, just say I'm not home."
We discovered very early on that people struggling to feed themselves regularly. So we decided, well, we'll start a congregate meal program. And we'll just ask people to throw a couple of dollars into the pot, and we'll make a meal. With whatever money we have, we'll buy some food, we'll make a supper every night. Well, don't you know, within a couple of weeks, we have at least 3 tenants, sometimes more, wanting to volunteer, participate in the preparation and serving of that meal.
I do everything homemade. We get donations. Every day I try to have a salad. And I do homemade pierogies, meatloaf, spaghetti, lasagnas. Usually I have about 22 to 24 people down here every day for supper. And they haven't had home cooking in so long.
And we're like family, like one big family. It's like Linda the cook, she's almost like a mom to us. She's our mom.
And if you're really hungry, they help you out. Like somebody will come along and give them my meal. Like, you know, like a little village here, I guess.
We try to provide as many training and volunteer opportunities as possible so people can build those skills needed to eventually find a job.
I'm kind of the resident tech here, so when anything goes wrong or whatever, the internet screws up, whatever, I go down and tell them.
I've done lots here. I'll volunteer either to do the dishes, clean the fridge, clean the stove, whatever has to be done.
Their self-esteem has gone up, their confidence has gone up, they're doing volunteer work, so they're really starting to get integrated back into society.
Some of the folks are connecting with family for the first time. One of the fellows that lives there, his brother came down from St. Teresa's Point because he had an address and he could find him.
Talking to my kids more. One's mad, one goes to university, one's just young.
The ability to really build a relationship with someone and to share some really good information with them is very high.
They have now family doctors, and they don't have to use emergency rooms as their health care anymore. So we've seen emergency use decline. The police, they are connected differently now, and the amount of time that police are spending with these folks has already decreased almost 160 hours in the first 4 months.
It's people that really we'd see on a day-to-day basis that we would commit our resources to, or fire ambulance would commit their resources to for an hour, 2 hours, 6 hours a day sometimes dealing with these individuals, and we see a lot of them where there's no contact at all anymore.
Other tenants will call each other on their behavior. That's one thing that's actually changed as well. Before it was usually the staff that would step in and, whoa, that's not appropriate, whoa, you can't do that here, and so on. Now I'm finding a lot, I'll be like, hey, you know, and somebody will already be there. You know, one of the tenants will already be saying, like, hey, you made that mess, you need to clean that up.
We've seen decreases in the use of ambulances, the use of emergency shelters, in the use of intoxicated persons detention. So big system in improvements and success in a very short amount of time is already showing.
We've had one eviction, and it was 3 weeks into the opening of the project. And it was about a couple incidents of relatively significant violence, so it was necessary. That's the only eviction that we've had. It's the only move out that we've had. At this point, we're at about 5 months, and you know, it looks like that's going to hold for a little bit.
The type of people that live here, I'm not knocking them, but just the type of people that are living here, I would expect to see holes in the wall from fists and boots and graffiti all over the place and all kinds of stuff. I haven't seen any of that.
I have read all the research on how long it takes, and some places have said 2 to 3 years before people are really integrated into that type of a program. But, you know, within weeks, practically, people were coming in, talking about how they felt safer, the staff were friendly, you know, visitors could come in and visit them, they could lock their own door, they had access to laundry, they had their own bathrooms. I mean, these are the things that we take for granted, that for them is just such a huge, huge difference.
A whole new world opens up. Now I don't have to worry I can focus my life on other things. I can think about going back to school, because now I don't have to worry, where am I going to sleep tonight?
I really want to work, you know, I want to pay for this place so I can, yeah, I paid the rent. Confidence or pride or something like this.
just a baby step up. So the next one will be my own apartment with my own furniture, my own TV and stuff like that.
I think we have some early indicators to show that this model of providing permanent housing with immediate access to supports is going to pay off for a group of folks that, for some of them, have been the highest users in our crisis service system.
Their successes are incredible. We're way ahead of where research tells us we should be. People are going back to school, people have jobs, people are getting medical care, primary care, something they've never done before. They go to the dentist to get their teeth cleaned. They've learned how to shop on a budget.
We were really, really pleased that Centre Venture was able to step forward and take responsibility for the Bell and put some resources into it.
We hope that Centre Venture feels that this has been a good investment for them to take this risk, and the courage that they showed in taking a building and trailblazing into some new ways of doing things.
It's the potential for that individual, that one person, to see that they have contributions to make to our society, that they are equally as important as anyone else and have those same rights that other Manitobans have.
I think it's important for all government to play a role. So, Centre Venture, which is an arm of the city, working with the federal and provincial governments, made a fantastic project become reality in an area that really needed it. And I'm very happy with what they did there.
People on the street would love to get into a place like the Bell because there's just, the alternative is a really bad rooming house or an old hotel. So there's a great need to do this again.